Those are my words exactly. In the Morelos Mountains, campesinos are planting their fields, where the ghost of Zapata rides a horse that can still outrun the wheel. High in the sky above and clear out of sight, it's the free Mexican Air Force flying tonight. Way up there in Kentucky, a cowgirl is cooling her heels, remembering that God gave us herbs and the fruits of the field. But a criminal law that makes outlaws of those seeking life make the free Mexican Air Force Mescalito riding his white horse. The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight, flying so high. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How strange an innocent herb causes money to burn. They'll jail you or kill you for making those rich fat cats squirm. But nothing can stop us, my vision is clearly in sight. And the free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. While we smoking colitas, federales are loading their guns, blowing smoke from their six-shooters, spinning their barrels for fun. Contrabandistas, banditos of light, we're the free Mexican Air Force and we're flying tonight. And high in the hills we are harvesting sweet sensimilla. The law wants it all cause they think the wine we can free us. Freedom for us is a prison for the rulers of might. That's why the free Mexican Air Force, Mescalito riding his white horse. The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. Everybody flying so high. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Flying tonight. Ole! You're a good bunch. Oh, yes.
Good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is where you're at. Oh, that's a little too slow. Get that speed up over there, man. That's more for me and Georgia kicking back on a Tuesday night over there, man. We gotta get something with a little bit of a beat to it over here, man. And this is Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and war. With your honor. Thursday afternoon, The second day of September 2023, man. This is a kind of a solemn day in my world, bro. It should be for everybody out there who loves boxing, who's been around YouTube for a little bit, man. Today's the day that Curtis Anderson passed away. And that's the dude. I got him up there. You know, since the day he passed, I've had his picture up there. And you know, I can't say enough superlatives about the man. You know, he made me realize what a cool thing this YouTube boxing was, and how we, you know, how this is the Ring magazine and jumping out and talking to us live. And man, you know, I miss the man to this day. I think about him almost every day. And I just wanted to come on here a little bit and start off by just saying, you know, wishing Curtis a little bit of love, man. A little bit of love. You know, I never met the man in person. I never even had his phone number. You know, I went in so many chats with him. I sent him a few emails. We got back and forth on emails. I was going to go down and see him, man. Me and my brother Mad Chad were going to bring him some Maine lobsters, man. He was, you know, it was like going to be one of the highlights of our YouTube careers over here. And the man left us a little too early. And he left us with a lot of memories. And it wouldn't be right if I didn't come on here and pay a little bit of tribute to our brother, man, the late Curtis Anderson, Kurt Sugar. I got a little bit of wedding cake over here. I'm gonna do a few tokes on it, and I picked up something new in my YouTube repertoire here. Let me shout out who came in here, man. I got a dozen people in here, man. It's fucking Thursday afternoon, and everybody's doing this stuff, and I'm really grateful you cats came in here to see it. Let me get a little toke of this wedding cake in here. Talk about a big one in here. This might be a lung buster. Bear with me for a second, people. Bear with me. Just like my wedding cake. Kind of make you gag on it, too. Excuse me. I think I broke my finger yesterday. Check this out. Check out my ring finger. I can't get my ring's not gonna come off there. I was walking my dog yesterday, and he heard some other dog in the window. He said, "Stop." I said, "Go." Walgreens, we received your RXO. I had to order my testosterone today. In fact, my wife just went out. I was going to see if I could have her pick it up, but no biggie. I don't need it for a few more days. I still got a little bit of lead in my pencil, as they say. In the world of PEDs over here, man. Let me shout out who come in here to say hi to me over here, man. Because I got a little special treat I'm going to today. Robert Stroud, how are you, my brother? Mr. Pads, always showing love. Impala, my man. No Mo Grass. I'm poking it too. My brother George Jacobin, man. Long time no see, my man. Good friend of mine. A boxing aficionado, like all of you cats are. George H, my man. Shout out to you. J.O., peace, my brother. Al Money, man. Shout out to you. Nick M's Classic Boxing Channel. Shout out to you, my brother Nick M. Remy, man, you're just one of the most generous persons I know, brother. Thank you so much for being around here, man. Jen Smoke, bro. Peace to you. Brian Wynn, thank you for coming by. All right, man, I'll tell you what's going on over here, man. I just got myself hooked up with the phone with the internet, not calling up and holding it over here and saying, hey, Marlon, what's happening? Bro, I think we're hooked up for the 21st century over here. I mean, we're gonna try it. I'm gonna call Jose Ribalta. I don't know if any of you cats know who Jose Ribalta is, man, but he's one of the. He took Mike Tyson into the 10th round, and man, his resume is a who's who. And he's gonna be my first guy that I'm gonna try with this. So I'm gonna kill the music, make it comfortable and cordial over here. Let me see if this is gonna work for me. Let's see here, man, because it takes calls. I know that. I haven't made any calls with it yet. Let's see here. JOSE. Here it is. Let's see. Let's see if I can get the brother on here, man. Let's see if this is gonna work. Let's see what's gonna happen. Let's cross your fingers. Cross your fingers. Skull Asylum. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Maybe he doesn't recognize. Hope he recognizes the number. Jimmy, how you doing, brother? Oh no. My first call is going to go to an answering machine.
Please leave your message for
Jose Ribalta.
Well, you can see we got the right number. I'm gonna try that one again. Let me see if maybe he didn't recognize the number. Let me try that one more time because it sounded good on my end. I'm gonna call him up and see if we possibly he might have gotten the number and maybe he didn't recognize who it was. Jose, you didn't answer the call, brother. Can I call you back? 1 minute, okay? It's not this number, it's a different number, so make sure you pick it up. I'm gonna call it right now. All right, my brother, peace. You gotta love boxes, man. You gotta love boxes. All right, man. We're gonna talk to Jose Ribalta in a second. Okay, man. Let's try this again. Let's try this again.
Hello?
Jose.
Yes, how you doing?
Bruce Gas, brother. I'm so glad you answered your phone, man.
Yes. Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you, yes.
Excellent. I can hear you wonderful, bro. I can hear you wonderful. Hey, everybody, I want to let you know, man, I'm talking to Jose Ribalta. And this is a veteran heavyweight, man. This was a veteran heavyweight from the 80s, the 90s. He's had almost 60 fights, and he's fought everybody. Jose, can I mention some of the names that you fought, if you don't mind?
I fought everybody. For Larry Holmes, Deion Spinks, Mike Tyson, Tim Witherspoon. I fought for many fighters, and some fighters really have gotten bad decisions. Really, like against Tim Witherspoon, Bone Crazy Smith. I felt to where I had gotten robbed. Got a bad decision in those fights. In other fights too. Like I said, right now I was even asking Tyson to do an exhibition, but he didn't want to do an exhibition with me. Because he remembered the pain that I put him in.
Oh yeah. Nobody went 10 rounds with Mike Tyson back then, man.
Right. I was like the first one, and the first one, and then after being the first one, he said I was the only man that really put him in pain, and he hit me with his best shots, And I was saying to myself, man, this guy, he punched hard, but is that all he has? Because I got back up, he knocked me down, got back up, and I said, come on, let's go. Let's go,
Mike Tyson said you were the toughest guy he ever fought. He said you hit the hardest, and he said you were the toughest. I just read that the other day, brother.
Yes. He said I was the hardest fight he ever had. He said, I was the toughest, And that's one of the reasons, really, I believe that he really didn't select me to do an exhibition with him. Because, those are the things that, that I see that, he really didn't want to do an exhibition with me because he really felt that I will win in a rematch. Because after that, what took place too also, after that, we sparred We sparred in 1997. Like 10 years later, after we fought, 11 years later, after we fought, we sparred. And I think we really went at it. Because I was there for a whole month. One whole month, and after being there for a whole month, I was there for a whole month, and he had 4 sparring partners, but he only sparred me one time. One time, and I felt, man, and I was getting paid good money, but I was saying to myself, you know what, well, this guy must really be scared of me, because, why would he select me to spar with him? He only sparred me one time in 1 month. So that's basically what I was thinking to myself when we spar. When we spar, we really went at it. We really went at it real hard. It was real good.
Now, out of all those killers that you fought, who was your hardest?
Repeat that again, say.
Out of all the fighters that you fought, who was the toughest? What was the toughest fight that you had?
Oh, the toughest fight they had was really. I would have to really select him. He was tough. He was tough, and also I had another guy too who was pretty tough too. I would think him and Cecil Coffee were really hard fights for me. And hard fights, Cecil Coffee.
All those legends that you had on there. I mean, dude, you fought everybody. I'm looking now, man. Tim Witherspoon, Bruce Seldon, Frank Bruno, Michael Dokes, Larry Holmes, Tony Tubbs, Joe Hip. A who's who of heavyweights: Axel Schultz, Larry Donald, Klitschko, Chris Bird, Razor Ruddock, and Cecil Coffee was the toughest opponent that you had.
No, Cecil Coffee had was Mike Tyson. I say Cecil Coffee was one of my toughest opponents, but Mike Tyson was the toughest. Mike Tyson was the toughest.
But and how high were you? How high were you ranked in the ratings? How close did you come to getting? You got a title shot, didn't you?
No, I never got a title fight. Never got. I was scheduled one time to fight. They were talking about me and Mike Tyson fighting again, but then all of a sudden they put Buster Douglas in instead of me because they thought Buster Douglas was going to be an easy fight, because they really underestimated Buster Douglas, So that after I fought Jeff Sims, they say, okay, Jose Ribalta, you a good chance you're gonna fight Mike Tyson now because I beat Jeff Sims, So then they told me it'll be a good chance that I fight Mike Tyson on a rematch. But then what happened was, what took place was that they selected Buster Douglas, but because they underestimated Buster Douglas, They thought he would be easy fight because Mike Tyson really, I don't believe he really trained hard for that fight against Buster Douglas. He underestimated Buster Douglas, and that's what took place. That's how Buster Douglas really, beat him. Really, that's my belief.
Yeah, it's inches and just grains of time, and that could have been you. You could have been Buster Douglas in Tokyo.
Right, exactly. Because you know what? If I had been the way he, but see, maybe so, maybe not. But I really believe that if they had selected me, he would have trained harder. He would have trained harder. He would have trained harder because he underestimated Buster Douglas. He didn't train right for Buster Douglas. He did things he shouldn't been doing. When he fought Buster Douglas, he underestimated Buster Douglas. And he really underestimated him a lot, really, because I heard things he was doing that he shouldn't have been doing, for that fight.
I heard those stories too. I heard he was a crazy man in Tokyo that whole week. But
right.
How about you, Jose? Have you ever made some bad decisions in boxing you'd like to share with us?
Yes. But the decision that I made was, okay, first of all, when I fought Pierre, the Russian guy, Klitschko. When I fought for Klitschko, I fought Klitschko with a fever. I had a fever, and the ref, they gave me a ball. They said, Jose, I said, listen, man, I'm not on fire. I have a fever. And then they said to me, come on, Ribalta, we had to fight. I said, we got too many tickets sold. I said, listen, I have a fever. But then they gave me some extra money to fight Klitschko. Then I went ahead and fought him. And the same thing when I fought Bruce Seldon, the same thing. And even when I fought Razor Ruddock, they had told me I was fighting somebody else. And then I was scheduled to fight. My mindset was scheduled to fight somebody else. But then what took place was that there took place was like 3 days. 2 days before the fight. 2 days before the fight, he told Jose, you fighting Razor Ruddock. I said, no. What you mean I'm fighting Razor Ruddock? No, you got to fight Razor Ruddock. So I'm sorry. It was like 17 hours before the fight. 17 hours before my fight, they said I'm fighting Razor Ruddock. 17 hours before my fight. See, and I also got paid extra money for that too. Not for Razor Ruddock, because Razor Ruddock knew he was fighting me for a whole month. He knew he was fighting me for a whole month. He was fighting me. So he was training for me. I didn't know. I didn't know I was fighting him. I was scheduled to fight somebody else. Some guy named Robert. I forgot his name. Robert, I forgot who it was. I was scheduled to fight him. And next, Razor Ruddock. They say, Jose, fighting Razor Ruddock now. And he appears. He appears like the day saying, Jose, you fighting Razor Ruddock. And I thought that was so wrong. But they gave me some extra money, which really wasn't much money, really. That 10 or 15 grand they gave me. I really should have asked for about 100 or something, because that was an important fight. So I went ahead and fought Razor Ruddock, he called me a good shot, and the same thing, there were several of my fights, like 4 or 5 of my fights, there are four guys really not being prepared for them, scheduled to fight somebody else. My mindset was scheduled to fight somebody else, and next, I find these guys here, so and that's really what took place towards me in my career. I fought like guys that I really shouldn't have fought, because, they set me up. That what took place in my career, yeah.
One of our people out there, George H., my good friend, he just made a statement. He said, Jose fought over a dozen world champs, but never for a title. That's crazy shit.
Yeah, right. Right, for 12 world champion, 12 world champion I fought, even for Bruce Seldon, he filmed me really good. And one with my left eye, he filmed me real good. So okay, no problem. Cause Bruce Seldon, I could say, he slaps a lot of his punches he slaps. He come with a good, my left eye. I'm sorry, my right eye, my left eye, yeah, left eye. He filmed me real good. He caught me, like I say, hey, it's part of boxing, It's part of boxing, so I really can't make an excuse for that, He caught me, and they started to fight, but I really couldn't hardly see him that good, but they stopped it, no problem. He did the right thing. He filmed me. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but he filmed me good.
Man, you were mentioning Klitschko, and you had to go to Germany for that fight, correct?
Yeah, Germany. Yes. I had a fever when I fought Klitschko.
Okay. Now, do you normally have fevers, or because I hear a lot of stories about food being tampered with overseas, fighters getting slipped Mickeys before fights. Do you think something like that could have possibly happened when you were fighting Vitaly Klitschko? Because you getting knocked out in the second round. And you said you had a fever. How did that feel?
Yes, I had a fever. All of a sudden I had a fever, and the referee didn't know I had a fever, because they say, Ribalta, we can't pull out right now. We can't pull out. Too many tickets been sold. And I said, well, they give me some extra money. But I really asked for a little bit of money. I should have asked for a lot more. That was took place there. Same thing. For Razor Ruddock, same thing. A couple of fights I did for a couple of fights. Last minute, last minute situation took place.
Oh
you
man,
know,
let me
and that was
shout out a couple more people that came in here, man. My sister Danny Skylark, how are you, my sister? Thanks for coming by. And my brother Joe, who's a historian, man, from Ireland. He probably knows more about you than you do. He has a question for you, Jose. He wants to know who was tougher, Bone Crusher Smith or Terrible Tim Witherspoon.
Bunker Smith, I would have to go with Bone Crush. I think Bone Crush was tougher. I think no, but Tim's it's really they both were tough. They both were tough. But I think Bone Crush punched a little bit harder than Tim Witherspoon. You know, I would have to select most likely Bone Crush Smith.
Okay.
You know, he
Hey,
punched harder.
Tim comes over here a lot too. So Tim, I got to hook you up with Tim because Tim is a great guy. And what I'm trying to do right now, I'm trying to get this little thing started it's a grassroots thing. But see how we have to talk on the phone over here, and nobody gets.
Okay. One thing also, when I fought Tim Witherspoon, we were in the ring, and Tim Witherspoon told me, "You got everybody. You won the fight. You won the fight." I said, "Yeah." He already he had told me that I had won the fight with him, with me and him. I had won. So you won the fight, and then all of a sudden, you know, of course, I believe Don King was backing him up. So then they said the winner I'm sorry. They said the first day, so, ladies and gentlemen, we have a draw. I said a draw, and I was really upset. I was really upset because they said a draw. And then next, you know, Witherspoon looked at me, you know, and I thought he said to me, "You won the fight. You won the fight." And then after that, they called it a draw. Like 3 minutes later, they said, "Wait a minute. We have another decision. We have a winner, Tim Witherspoon." I said, "What?" I couldn't believe that. You know, and you know, Tim Witherspoon was telling me in the ring. He was telling me, "Jose, you won the fight. You won the fight." He was telling me that about 3 or 4 times. He told me that. You know, and then all of a sudden to get a decision to him. You know, like I say, you know, but I believe he was signed with Don King. You know, and that really was took place too.
It's obvious looking at your record, man. You fought the best out there, and you got the short end of the stick, bro. You got the short end of close fights. I see a lot of technical knockouts, and you're telling me a lot of those fights were stopped prematurely. If you're not signed with a promoter these days, you're
exactly
to the fucking wolves, bro. You know.
Exactly, because the promoter I was signed with at the time was Louis Cuba, you know, and he was not really that popular, you know, and therefore close fights that I had, you know, I don't win. And what took place too was that I fought a lot of fighters in their hometown, too, you know, because I really felt to where I would win, you know, I would be regardless, you know, because I believed in myself a lot.
Boxing,
you know, and I still do.
It was a dirty game then, and it's just as dirty now.
Yes, very so. You know.
So,
like I say, you know,
what do you think of the heavyweight division today?
I really, honestly, you know, I really don't think too much of it. Really, I really don't. You know, I think Tyson Fury, he's a pretty good fighter, but I don't think he would have lasted at the time with the heavyweights that I fought back in the days. I don't think so. He's a good fighter, you know, but I think Tim Witherspoon with being Bone Crush Smith, with being, you know, like I say, you know, even I would have been too. I don't think too much of Tyson Fury.
You guys were cut from a different cloth. You guys woke up in the morning. You went to the gym. You weren't businessmen. You were fighters. You know. Unfortunately, sometimes clowns handle your business, and you end up with like you are today, like I am, like we all are today, where it should have been done differently. But you guys were fighters, man. You fought several times a year. These guys, they fight once a year, maybe twice a year, and that's considered an active fighter. You know,
right. That's true. Yes, I fought before like 4 or 5 times in a year, you know, or 6 times, you know. But these fighters today, they fight at one time in the year, and that's good. 2 times a year, and they call that real. They've been busy. They fight two, 3 times a year. They say, man, I've been busy this year, man. To where back then, guys used to fight 4 or 5. Like even Mike Tyson for like 7, 8 times in 1 year. Like I say, it really, but like I say, in all my boxing career, I would really love to fight, Mike Tyson again, even if it's just an exhibition. It's something, that just inside me that I want to do. We'll do an exhibition with Mike Tyson. Because that's something that
Mike is smoking that weed up. Mike's smoking that weed and laying back, and you're in the gym, bro. I don't know if Mike Tyson can handle a rematch with Jose Ribalta at this stage, man.
Yeah, but like I say, I heard he been smoking a lot of weed doing those things. Like I say, I never even smoked a cigarette before. Never even drunk a beer before. I always maintain myself in good shape. That's one thing I do. So I would have loved to do it. That's what I just can't believe. I just cannot believe because over 60 million people wanted to see the rematch with me and Mike Tyson. So then I just cannot believe what took place when they chose Roy Jones to do an exhibition with Mike Tyson, and then there's other guys to do an exhibition with Mike Tyson. I just can't believe that. Because I have 60 million people who want to see the rematch with me and Mike Tyson. So that's what I don't really understand.
Well, we're gonna keep you in the circle, Jose. And there's a lot of legendary fighters out there, and they hook up every once in a while. We get together, we talk online, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get laptops for legends, or we can go out there and give you a laptop because that would make your life so much easier. Not just to go on YouTube, but to apply for benefits. To go and just to renew your driver's license, things like that. I think that's possible. We talk a lot about getting a pension for boxers, but that's a pie in the sky thing. I'm a little guy. I mean, nobody in Washington pension. They're not going to listen to me or any of the boxers, it seems. But if we can do something like get you guys so you can go online. And you can keep in contact with the fighters. You can do live shows like this. But I'm going to work on that. And you're at the top of the list. So when we get that off the ground, bro, you're going to have one of the Geek Squad members knock on your door, set up a laptop for you, bro. We're gonna take it from there because you definitely deserve that. You're a legend, and the world needs to hear what you have to say, brother.
That's true. Because you have a lot of boxers out there right now who are not doing too good, you know what I'm saying? And I really do believe that they need help, Like I say, but some of these boxers, they also have like little mental problems too, because getting hit across the head for so many years, really takes an effect on you. And I really that was really what happened to some boxers out there. I really feel bad for them.
Do you think that's the reason why a lot of these young fighters don't fight a lot because they see a lot of the fighters that got hit too much back in the day?
Yes, I definitely. You see, because back then when I was coming up, I really didn't see boxers. They're like, they couldn't hardly speak. They couldn't hardly speak. That they were not living. They were not living in the street or anything like that. But in today's day, what you do have boxers today who have problems speaking, and also like for example, like they're living on the streets and everything. Living on the streets and everything. That means a lot. So then therefore, boxers today, they're like they're very particular now and very and they're being very careful, about boxing today. So that's why today, boxing today are not even boxing as much as they should. So back then, boxers had 6, 7 fights a year, 5, 6 fights a year. But today boxers they probably have 1, 2, maybe 3 fights a year, maybe 3 fights. Like for example, look at the champion of the world, like Tyson Fury. Look what he has done. How many fights he had his year? Maybe 2 fights a year he had. Like I say, and that's what's been happening. I really feel to where these boxers today, I really feel that they do need help. They do need help. the
Well,
boxers today.
I kind of think that's what God is sending me in the direction to do, because we have to reach out. You, my brother, are a legend, and it's a pleasure talking to you. And this is the only way. This is how we communicate in the 21st century. Nobody buys Ring magazine anymore. Nobody buys Knockout.
Mm.
So the only way that we can reach to see these boxes is on YouTube, is on the internet, and that's why it's important. Man. Yeah.
I know because I even have a book. It's called Courage in the Ring, and that's a really good book. It talks about what's going on with the fighters today and everything. And how it takes. Even I even spoke on that book about how what I did to be able to take Mike Tyson punches. Because I had to do some exercise to do Mike Tyson. Take my time and punch it. I just exercise for that. Because you don't build up your jaw just that quick. By just doing nothing. You have to do some kind of work for that. Me and my trainer worked on that. My trainer Dave Clark, he worked on that.
These are the things that the young boxers have to learn today. Absolutely, and that's where we can show them on here. You can. Well, what I visualize is getting guys like yourself their own YouTube channel, so you can go on and people can support you. You can tell stories. You can sell. You can give people opportunities to buy your book, to buy merchandise, because this is the way. This is the way to make some extra money in in this century.
Right.
Everybody's on YouTube, man. Nobody watches TV anymore. Hardly anybody even reads anymore.
Right. That's true. You need to have more on, like you say, on YouTube. Because these boxers today, these boxers today they're not really they box. They are boxing, but they're not really into boxing. Like I go to the gym sometimes. I go to the gym and I look at these boxers. And some guys be saying like, "Oh, nah, I'm for the sparring. I don't feel like sparring today." Now he's getting ready for a fight. Get ready for a fight, and he said, "Nah, he don't feel like getting ready." He had like 2 weeks for a fight. 2 weeks before a fight, he said, "Nah, I don't feel like sparring today." I said, "Man, you should spar, man. You like 2 weeks before your fight." Nah, I'm all right. I don't feel like sparring. And then that's what's happening now. That's why the boxers today do not look as good as the boxers back then. Back then we had really good boxers. Sugar Ray Leonard, Mayweather, even Mike Tyson, for example, Tim Witherspoon, good fighter. Like I say, back then back today is different. Today is different. These fighters today are not the same as they were back then.
It's different. They're a soft generation now. I mean, bro, how hard was it you growing up? And you came over from Cuba too. Tell people a little bit about your early upbringing in Cuba and how you came to this country.
Well, when I came from Cuba. So really came when I was 4 years old. 4 years old. I came from Cuba when I was 4 years old, and really, it was really hard. Even in Cuba, it was really hard for us. But my father was an assistant. For the president. Was an assistant for the president of Cuba at the time. Not Fidel Castro, Batista. Batista. He was an advisor for the president of Cuba. Batista. So like I say, the things were different. When we came to this country here, we came to this country here. My mother came here to this country here with 5 boys, 5 girls. My older brother couldn't come, because my mother did a great job in raising us. She raised 10 kids by herself, 5 boys, 5 girls by herself. She did a great job. We went through a lot here in the United States too. Then I decided to join to boxing. I got into boxing and did pretty good. That was going on right now. So, like I say, everything is good. Everything's good right now. Thank God for that.
Now, so how did you get into boxing? How did you start boxing?
Oh, the reason I started boxing, one of the reasons I started boxing was because one time I came home from school, and then all of a sudden, I realized that my brother, you know, my brother, he was boxing. He was going to a gym. I said, man, he going to a gym. And then I realized what kind of gym it was he was going to. And then I said, man, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing he's doing. And then that's how I started boxing. I started boxing like 12 years old. I started boxing. I joined the boxing gym at 12 years old. Boxing by 12 years old, I joined boxing. At 12, 13 years old, and from there on, I kept on boxing for 20 some, 30 some years. Box.
Wow. And
Yeah.
when you get into the game, you were a sparring partner for Trevor Burbick and Jerry Cooney early in your career.
Yes, yes. What happened was, Trevor Burry, I sparred with Trevor Burry, if I Trevor Burry and that's probably Jerry Cooney too one time. I even sparred Muhammad Ali one time.
Wow.
Sparred Muhammad Ali one time. Sparred 1984. Me and Muhammad Ali we sparred. He did pretty good. But like I say, and one thing that I'm hearing a lot is that a lot of people, some boxers, right, are saying that Trevor Burry was not a good man, but to me, he was a good man. Trevor to me was a good man. They say he did some things to his cousin,
His
his
babysitter.
cousin, whatever. But to me, he was a good man. That things happen. You just cannot judge an individual and say, "Oh, he's a bad man. He's a bad man." You don't know. You don't know what took place.
I
You don't know what took place. A lot
yeah.
of people are judging him and saying he's a bad man, but to me, he was a good man. Hey Trevor, how you doing? He come to the gym. Hey Jose, how you doing? Or hey, to me, he was a good man. That he's being judged by nobody know what took place with him and his cousin or nobody know what took place. So you cannot judge a man and say, yeah, Trevor, he's not a good man because what he did to his sister or to his cousin. You just can't, but you don't know the rest of the story, and neither do I. But to me, I know he was a friendly guy. He was a friendly guy. When you go to the gym, hey Jose, how you doing? Come on, you want to spar? We spar, no big deal. And to most people in the gym, he was a good guy in Miami. You know, that's what I look at. But because I've been hearing several fighters, they've been calling him a bully. That he's not a good guy, and that to me that's not true. Because he seems like a nice guy to me. And especially I met his wife and his kid and everything. And he treated them good. It was good. It was good. So I don't know. So why they calling him a bad man?
Well,
He did.
right now, people we're more aware in boxing of mental illness, and it can strike anybody. It can strike anybody at any time. And I can't judge people. I never met Trevor Burbick. I saw him fight. He impressed me, man. When he upset Greg Page way back in the day, and then and then when he became world heavyweight champion, the dude was very memorable in the ring, and what he did outside the ring, man. Like I said, I don't know what went on. I just hear stories. You were right there. You're telling me one story. Other people say another story, man. All I can say is rest in peace, Trevor Burbick.
Right. He's a good man. To me, he was a good man. To me, he was a good man. He treated me with respect and everything. Treated respect. Hey, Jose, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? You want, you want something to eat? You want something to eat? Money, whatever. Yeah, not bad. I'm all right. But he treat me with stuff, and he treat other fighters in the gym too. So to me, he was a good guy. You
Man.
know. Because a lot of times that's what happened in this world today. You hear one story about one individual, and all of a sudden you take what this individual said to you, and you want to go ahead and say this guy here is a real bad person because what one individual told you, and that's not right. That's not right.
Well, like everything else in life, we have to take things in for ourselves. We make our own decisions, and we live by our decisions.
Right.
And that's the way it is with me on here. And hey, brother, I've had you on here for longer than I thought you'd be here with me. Anything you want to say, before I graciously give up this fantastic conversation?
No, no, really, one thing I really say is that like I say, when I fought Tyson, I put Tyson in so much pain that, he put, because really, I put him in so much pain that he couldn't even go out on a date with a female he had scheduled to go out with, right? So then therefore, if a person puts me in pain like that, I won't want to fight that person. So then therefore, that's why a lot of people, I don't know how a lot of people say, oh, Ribalta, why didn't Tyson do an exhibition with him? Why didn't Tyson do an exhibition with Ribalta? He should have done an exhibition with me. But I guess not. I guess because I put him too much pain. That's why really he didn't want to do an exhibition with me. Because like I say, I used to hear Tyson. Whenever I hear Tyson, I used to pivot. Because one thing me and my coach did was before the fight, he was able to pivot. I punch you, pivot. You into the body, you pivot. And then every time I to the body shop, I pivot. And that's why he said he has so much pain in his body. And that's really, really the way I feel about it.
Hey, my brother Remy wants to ask you a question. He said, "What opponent of today would Jose say he knocks out prime for prime?"
Okay, repeat that again.
Opponents today: Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, Joe Joyce, Deontay Wilder, any one of those guys.
One time I wanted to fight Deontay Wilder, and I wanted to fight Tyson Fury. I would have fought. I feel where I would have beaten either one of them because, like I say, one thing about me: if you hit me. If you knock me down, don't speak. I'm gonna stay down. And so like I say, like Tyson Fury, hey, I won't mind. I won't mind getting fighting Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. Okay, one time I wanted to fight Deontay Wilder. He's a good fighter. But they're both good fighters.
I'm sure at 60 years old you are tougher than these guys half your age. But don't get in the ring. Don't. You don't have to prove anything to me, man. I just looking at your resume. Fantastic resume, man. Truly a pleasure to hear you, man. It was great, Jose. I'm glad that I've got this set up now. I can call you. We can do this again, and we can keep it going, man. And Joe says he says you put Tyson off you put Tyson off for a lay. Then you gotta be a good boxer.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. When I fought Tyson, a lot of people were saying, there were people here, fighting friends of mine saying, Jose, Tyson will knock down 2 or 3 rounds, man. They would tell me that. So therefore, when he knocked me down, I said, no way. Boom. I popped back. When he knocked me down in the second round, I popped back up and said, no way. Because I believed in myself. I believe myself. Because so many people were thinking that Tyson would knock me out in 1 or 2 rounds. And no, he's not. Because even Don King, because Don King, because they had me for a rematch with Tyson. When I beat Jeff Sims, but then all of a sudden, they called it off and they changed it. And said they started making the same things like, oh, Ribalta is a guy who is an unknown heavyweight. Nobody knows him. I'm like, man, that's not true. Now for Tim Witherspoon, Larry Holmes, Leon Spinks, Michael Doe, how can I be a person that's not known? Then I fought with Great Mike Tyson and get Great Mike Tyson a great fight. So I don't know how they came out with that same thing.
Good, bro. You were too tough for your own good.
Okay, yeah.
They didn't want to.
Okay.
What they did was cherry pick. You're not a cherry out there.
Yeah.
They get you in the ring. They're gonna have to earn their night's pay, bro. It's a whole different ballgame,
Exactly.
man. Hey,
Exactly.
brother, God bless you, and thank you so much for talking to me over here and talking to us. We have a bunch of people listening to you.
Likewise. Take care.
All right, brother. God bless.
All right. Thank you. Likewise.
Man, Jose Ribalta. How cool was that? I wanted to test out this new system I got here, man. I can do phone calls, take phone calls, and like I said earlier, a lot of these cats, they don't have access to computers. They don't have even emails. So there's a few of them out there. We're gonna do this periodically, and it's a good way to stay in touch with boxers. We got some great answers from Jose Ribalta, and the day is still young, man. Maybe we'll come on later. And remember today, man, if you can go back and watch some of the podcasts of Curtis Anderson, man. Great boxing mind. He will he'll blow your mind with some of his stuff. I'm gonna go find a couple of his shows. I'll put them on my community page if anybody wants to check them out, man. But thank you so much for coming in here, man. Bruce Gass, boxing, jazz, and more. Gonna put that jazz on all the time, man. We gotta always have a little bit of jazz. I didn't want to have it when Jose was on. I wanted to make sure we could hear Jose clearly. And we could, man. But God bless Jose Ribalta, man. Thank you all for coming in here. Bruce Gass, boxing, jazz, and more. And I'm out of here. Peace.